Good morning, everyone. This is Sarah, and welcome to Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. And if you don't know, I always do our Live with Sarah or Coffee and Crochet with Sarah live over on our Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page. We do the live video over there almost every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. I got a little catch in my throat. It happens. And we do it that way, and then we shoot it over to YouTube. That way, all of my friends on Facebook and all of my friends on YouTube can see the video. I'm very excited about today's video. Let me get a drink here. You can see I've got my back to school mug. This one's very old. All right, well, let's say good morning to everybody. Michelle and Caitlin, Stacy, Amanda, and Christine, Karen and Susan, and let's see, another Karen, Michelle, Joy, and Linda. Move this down here. Marlene and Kimberly, Karen, Mitchell, and Linda. All right, so I got a very exciting video for us today. I have a brand new giveaway for August, and I am so excited about this giveaway. You can see I'm wearing this beautiful cowl today. Isn't that gorgeous? And I'll talk more about that in just a second once everybody gets in here and we get, a big group in here, and then I'll tell you all about August giveaway. I'm just over the top excited about this one. All right, I see a few more people popped in. There's Aurora, and there's Karen Mitchell, Tina Louise, and Vicky, and Talana, Kimberly, Dawn. There's Kimberly again. She's trying to get a second shout out, aren't you, Kimberly? I don't mind a bit. All right, Carolina and Ruby. And let's see, I already got you girls. Woohoo, she says. That's what Stacy says. Woohoo! I love giveaways. I love giving them away. I love it when I get other designers involved and get to give away their things too. Because I think all people should crochet. And I think everyone should love yarn and patterns like I do, right? So I get really excited about giveaways. All right, we're also going to talk a little bit about some pattern skill levels. And I decided to talk about this because I got, to be honest with you, an extremely rude email because one of my patterns is listed as easy, and she said beginner should be able to do it. So we're going to discuss a little bit about the levels of pattern skills. All right, but we're going to do that in just a minute. I just can't wait. I've got to go ahead and tell you all about our giveaway, okay? And if you come in late, you'll just have to pop in and see it later because I'm just so excited. Ah! All right, so what I have is a giveaway of a crochet pattern book. It is Kristen Omdahl's latest crochet book. Now, I bet you want to know who she is, right? All right, let me tell you who she is. Here's her picture. You've probably seen this book picture flying around. Now, she didn't send me the actual book. She sent me a PDF in my Dropbox. And this scarf that I'm wearing, this cowl, is her Brianna cowl. Isn't that gorgeous? And I whipped this up yesterday so that I could wear it today, so you could just see how absolutely gorgeous her patterns are. All right. Now, this book has over 100 pages in it. All right. I'm going to click over to my other camera so you can see things better. KristenOmdahl.com is her page, and her motto is create, share, and inspire. And I know some of you remember that I talked about her, about how she has a daily podcast called it's called Live on the Beach. She does it every day, and it's super fun to watch. One time there were dolphins out there. Another time she was talking about how an alligator had come across the beach, and so they couldn't go down on the beach. She lives in South Florida. All right, let me read to you who is Kristen Omdahl. Number one, she's a really sweet lady and extremely knowledgeable when it comes to crochet and knitting patterns. Kristen Omdahl is a best-selling author of dozens of how-to crochet books. They're all over Amazon. Put her name in there on Amazon and her books come up all over the place. And the neat thing about Amazon is when you purchase her books, you can get an PDF download or you can buy the book. All right, so she's a curator of beautiful and versatile line of yarns. She one of them that I used is called Be So Fine. It was a real nice thin yarn. They're beautiful yarns. Some of them she dyes herself. Okay, she puts her hands into what she's doing, and I really, really like that about her. She is also a producer of award-winning and educational videos. She has a bunch of videos on YouTube. Okay, all right, now she lives in Southwest Florida. And I really love this particular book. I'm going to set this back down here so I can show you the cover. I've got this set up on my iPad, so I'm going to show you some things. But this is the cover of the book. It's called Layers, 18 Crochet Projects to Fit, Flatter, and Drape by Kristen Omdahl. Okay, and it took me a while to figure out how to say her name. Now, if you want to check out her patterns, she has a megaton of free ones as well. Go to kristenomdahl.com. Okay, I'm going to leave it up there so you can see that. All right, now, this is the book, and I'm going to tilt this up because this is on my iPad. I don't want you not to be able to see this. All right, now I'm going to move this up. I want you to see the table of contents. Here's the table of contents. She's got how to read crochet patterns, gauge and blocking, yarn substitutions, and then she has the 18 patterns, and this is the Brianna cowl that I'm wearing right here. But look at this, 106 pages. That's how big this book is. And in the book, she not only has the crochet patterns, she also has lots, and just let me tell you, this was one of the super easiest patterns to stitch up. But look at this, what she's done here. It looks complicated, but she's so good at writing patterns that it's super easy. Okay, and then she also has the graphs so that you can see the stitches. Let me see if I can put this forward. I want to show you, but I don't want you to see any of the pattern. So I'm going to cover that up because let me switch this back down for just 1 second. See how there's a graph there? Every one of the patterns also has a graph. So you have everything that you need to crochet any of her patterns that she's written in this book. If you prefer videos, she also has videos for them. And the other neat thing is all the patterns that are in this book, you can also buy them separately on her website. So she is giving away one of her books to one of you. The book is over 100 pages. It has a ton of information besides just the patterns. They're well, precise written patterns. I'm just so excited because I've loved watching her live on the beach series, and I don't get to always watch them live. I rarely get to watch them live. I usually watch them later. And I'm always looking out in the ocean when she gets to be on the beach. Sometimes it's raining, or she wants to show you something from her studio or something like that. But I love watching them because you can look out on the beach and see stuff. There was a time when there was I think a red algae that was a problem, and so she did them in her studio and some other places, which I think is super fun. And one neat thing about Kristen Omdahl is she's real. When she's out there, she'll show you how to wrap a shawl on, or how to put on, a poncho or a shawl or whatever she's doing. And you can see her, and she's real, and she's very relatable. And she's just gorgeous also. And she is gorgeous inside and out. And I've really enjoyed, even though I've never got to meet her in person, I've really enjoyed watching her podcast. And I feel like I know her. So I was very excited. And she's also in one of my crochet groups. So all you have to do, I know you're waiting, how can I get a book? Okay, there's two ways. You can go to Amazon and buy one because they're worth it, or you can go to her website at Kristen Omdahl, like I showed you on here, or you can comment on this YouTube video. Today's on the YouTube video or this Facebook video. You can comment. All it takes is a comment, and you know how we do this. 2 weeks from today, I'll announce the winner. I'll take all the names. I'll throw them in that random generator. And then I let it pick. That way I don't have to go, oh, I don't know who to pick. I was so excited by this book, I have to tell you. She sent it to me in a PDF form, and I bet if you win and you would prefer a PDF form, she'd send it to you that way. She's just that way. She's just a really nice person. Some people you meet and you like them instantly, and although I've never met her in person, just watching her online and the things that she does, I purchased from her, I want to say last year, a journal. She sent me a bag and some really neat gel pens also. And she does this thing where a certain percentage of her sales go to help women in need in women's shelters. It has to do with domestic violence, and the money goes to help these ladies get, resituated and help them out. And I think it's a wonderful cause. I forgot I wanted to tell you that. Because her journals are great because she's got little things in there. She sends you those gel pens and you can color and you can write your notes in there. And I just use it to kind of keep track of what I'm doing on YouTube. So anyway, you can tell I'm super excited about this giveaway. So anyway, all you have to do is comment here on Facebook in the comment section or comment on YouTube when I shoot this video over there. We'll take all those names, like I said, and a random generator will pick one. And then I'll announce that you have 2 weeks. All right, 2 weeks from today, on Tuesday, on our live video, I will announce the winner. Isn't that exciting? I'm just so excited. And I can't wait to just do all the patterns. That's why I wanted to do this one and show it to you. It is just gorgeous. I mean, I'm going to cover my face for a second. Look at this. By the way, this yarn that I used is the Red Heart ombre in the purple. I think it's called Violetta. Let me look at this. Yes. Oh, Violet. Violetta, I think, is the Spanish name. I think Violetta's beautiful. Sounds like a pretty little puppy, doesn't it? So anyway, that is our giveaway. Okay. Now, I wanted to talk to you just a smidge. Let me grab my notes again. Because of that email that I got. Now, what I wanted to tell you is when it comes to pattern skills, we all think that if a pattern says easy, that it's a beginner pattern. And that is incorrect. Just so that you know. I was trying to explain this to this person. I don't know age, or I don't even know if it was a lady. It doesn't matter to me. But I was trying to explain to this person who was frustrated because they said my pattern said easy and it was not a beginner pattern. There is a difference between a beginner and an easy pattern. And I have it written down here, but if you really want the details, you can go to the Crochet Pattern Guild of America, and they have a chart. And it will show you the differences, okay? So there's 4 different skills. There's beginner, there's easy, there's intermediate, and experienced. I never ever write an experienced pattern. And the reason I don't is because, I don't know, I just never felt like I was experienced. I mean, I've been crocheting and writing patterns for 35 to 40 years and longer probably. And I know someone said to me the other day, how can you be doing that long? You look so young. I guess it's because I have some Cherokee in me. And so, I look younger maybe. I don't know. So anywho, the beginner pattern is projects for first-time crocheters. They use basic stitches like slip stitches and single crochet, double crochet, and half double crochet. They're just basic stitches. Rows or circles, but just basics. Okay? When you get to the easy patterns, your projects get more into techniques. You'll still be using those single, double, half double, triple, all that stuff. But you'll be doing things like front post, back post, crossovers, going under, and it's basically, you're doing those same stitches, you're just putting them in different places. When you do a front post double crochet, you're still doing a double crochet, but you're doing it in the front post instead of in the top. And that's the difference between an easy pattern and a beginner pattern. It's a great idea. I have a few beginner patterns, but really not very many. And most of my patterns will fall into the easy category. And that's because I want everyone to crochet. I want everyone to be able to make beautiful things, you know. When you get into the intermediate patterns, that has more to do with like cable stitches, tapestry. Tunisian is considered an intermediate. Although I think that a lot of Tunisian, when you're first learning it, can go under the easy category. Once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. And then you can, it's like any other craft. You just go on and learn harder and harder techniques and stitches. When you get into the experienced patterns, a lot of time the experienced patterns will be the thread because they're really tiny and you're using tiny hooks, very intricate stitches and placement of stitches, you know, things like that. Difficult stitches. And one thing that a lot of people don't know is there is a difference between a crochet stitch and a crochet stitch pattern. For instance, the scarf that I'm wearing, in between is the cowl. You see you have crochet stitches. But when you get to the little, there we go, sort of a butterfly stitch in there, hers are a little bit different, and I really like the way they're done. This has crochet stitches in it, but it's a crochet stitch pattern. Okay, and that's something I think we forget sometimes, because all crochet stitch patterns are made up of crochet stitches. So it's just something FYI. It doesn't make a difference. It's just FYI. All right. So I wanted to kind of clarify that because if you're a beginner crocheter and you're trying to do an easy pattern, you might get a little bit frustrated. But one thing to remember is when you're doing a say you're doing a crochet pattern and you see that it has, you know, it has a little notation that says notes and it gives you a little bit of information. And then the pattern begins. Instead of just, I mean, it's always a good idea to read through the whole thing, but also it's a good idea to go phrase by phrase. That's something I learned because when I was first learning to read patterns, they're not written like they are now. They were horrible. You know, 40 years ago, you'd pick up a magazine or a crochet book and it was all symbols. And there was no internet to look up the symbols. You know, and so I learned that way. And that's when I got that book that I've talked about in the past to learn how to do that. But sometimes I think we get a pattern and we read through the whole thing and we're like, I don't understand. It's so overwhelming. Don't do that to yourself. I mean, it's a good idea to read through it to kind of get an idea, but don't let it overwhelm you. Take it bit by bit. Even each row, take it bit by bit and do what it says. And then do the next part of it, and then do the next part of it, and take it slow. Because I don't want you to be frustrated. I want you to love to crochet like I do. All right, and so that's all. I just kind of want to discuss that a little bit, and then I want to show you our crochet patterns and crochet pattern videos we worked on this week. All right, we've got 3. The first one we did was the mesh bag, and the mesh bag. Remember, I did this pattern probably 4 years ago. And then I did a quick video when I was first starting out. And it's so funny because a lot of the videos I did at the beginning were just to answer some questions. And so I thought, well, I'm going to redo this one. It's a lot of fun. It's a nice size. It can be used for just about anything. I used to take mine to the gym. You can take it to the beach. You can take it to the farmer's market. You can put your laundry in it. Send it with your college kids to put their undies in to wash in the dryer, you know, washer and dryer. Lots of great things you can do with this. It also makes a great project bag. Just make sure you got your hooks in something that won't slide out the holes. And if you can make this in cotton or acrylic, but if you make it in, they're both washable, of course. But something that I like to do is when I take a bag like this to the farmer's market and you're putting fruits and vegetables or plants or, you know, say bread or something, and you get mold, you can get mold inside. So wash it really good. And I like to wash them and then set them on my dryer. You can put them in the dryer, but that's just what I like to do. So that was one bag. That was a bag that we did. Then we updated our apple pattern. The original apple coaster was just the apple, the leaf, and the stem. And I decided just to add a silly little face. Are these not the cutest? And they're coasters. They work just fine for coasters, and they're a great gift to give to your teacher. Put a little your kids' teachers or your own teacher if you crochet, and just put a little note that says, thanks for I hope you have a great year, or at the end of the year, like, thanks for putting up with my kiddo. So and it's not much, but I used to teach kindergarten a long time ago, and just those little things that the parents would do, it just means a lot to you, because teaching school is hard work, and there's so much more required of you nowadays than there used to be. And so, I mean, a lot of time, outside time. You think teachers only work 8 to 3, you're wrong. So appreciate your students and your kids' teachers. All right, now the other thing we did was, this was a special request from a friend, and it was I call it the little, I forgot all of a sudden, little topper levy. And I had someone ask, well, what do you do with that? Well, levies are great for soothing kids. They don't have to be for babies. They're great for shower gifts, but just to have a little levy. And these work really great if you like to donate to the police departments that go and rescue kids from domestic violence. These work really great just to give the kids something to hold on to and soothe. And it's a pentagon shape. And then you attach the top of the topper. Little toppers, or top this, work great. And this one is the top this one is the little topper. Okay? And what they look like, I thought maybe I'd show you. They come in a kit like this. You get the worsted weight number 4 yarn, and you get the topper. And I also have a hat pattern. So if you're looking for an interesting hat pattern, I do have a hat pattern I'm going to be doing, I think, either 1 or 2 weeks from now. Depends on when I get my, my test back. So, and I've got a puppy and a llama. And the reason I went ahead and did these is I went back. Okay, so here's the story. We did the giveaway with the narwhal, and I sent it to the lady, and she made a bag. It's really cute. But I really wanted one for myself. I love the narwhal. So I went back to Michael's, and they were on sale for $4 each. And I was super duper excited. And so I went ahead and bought some more. More than a couple. And so, I wanted to do that for my friend. And then I also wanted to go ahead and get the hat pattern out there for you. The hat pattern is going to have 4 sizes. And it's a hat pattern that you can make and add a pom-pom to, or you can add the topper. It works great even if you don't want to do either one. And so it's just a cute little pattern. Anyway, so that's what's coming. Now, I'm all done. We haven't clinked in yet, and I just realized that. Let's all clink in. Got my Teachers Inspire the Future cup. All right, now, we covered a lot of stuff today, but I want you to remember, and if you're just tuning in right now, about our giveaway. Go look at the beginning of the video and see what our giveaway is, and remember, the only way to be a part of the giveaway is to comment here on Facebook or when I shoot it over to YouTube. And like I said, I'm just so excited about this giveaway. I'm going to let y'all go. That's all I've got for you today. I have talked your ears off. And the last thing I want to say is thank you for being a part of Posh Pooch Designs, of Coffee and Crochet, watching my videos, using my patterns, and having a great fun time. Oh, the yarn I used on my cow, I mentioned it earlier. It's just this one from Red Heart. Ombre and Violet. I love the ombres. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. And like I always say, I can't do what I do without you. Have a great week, everyone. I'll see you next week.